Hello, I'm Kimberly, and welcome to the weekend edition of the NAVE News Update. It's Friday, April 24th, and many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryNews.com. And here's the news for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. Spurred by concerns from judges, prosecutors, and tribal leaders, a federal panel is reviewing whether Native Americans living on reservations face disproportionately harsher punishments for crimes than other Americans. Ralph Erickson, Chief Federal District Court Judge for North Dakota and head of the U.S. Sentencing Commission Committee conducting the review, is among those calling for an examination of the sentencing practices on the nation's 325 reservations. The key reason for the discrepancies is that Native Americans typically are prosecuted under federal law for serious offenses committed on reservations. State punishments for the same crimes tend to be lighter. In the past 5 years, the number of Native Americans in the federal prison system has jumped 27%, an increase that helped prompt the review. Part of the focus of the current committee, which began meeting last month and is set to issue its report in May of 2016, will be to gather comparable state and federal sentencing data to determine if there is a disparity and if changes are needed. The panel will submit recommendations to the full Sentencing Commission, which establishes sentencing policies for federal courts. The Native American Financial Officers Association honored tribal leaders, tribal financial professionals, and an education organization that positively impacted tribal economies during its 33rd annual conference held in Austin, Texas on April 20th and 21st. The 2015 Tribal Leader of the Year Award was presented to the Eastern Band of Cherokee's Principal Chief, Michael Hicks. The First Nations Owista Corporation received the 2015 Education Program of the Year Award for the success of their Building Native Communities initiative, which utilizes a train-the-trainer model to assist Native organizations with establishing and sustaining financial education programs in their communities. The Native American Financial Officers Association's 2015 Deal of the Year Award was given to the Snoqualmie tribe for a refinance that provided the tribe $10 million in interest savings in the first year and gave them flexibility to pursue future economic opportunities. And Joseph Naquanabe Jr., Commissioner of the Corporate Affairs and Chief Executive Officer of the Mille Lacs Corporate Ventures, was awarded the 2015 Executive of the Year Award for his outstanding work on behalf of the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe. Over 2,500 acres of land in eastern Mojave Desert is getting a much-needed work done to preserve and protect sacred land owned by the Native American Land Conservancy. A ceremony and blessing along with a tour of the preserves will be held on May 23rd. The restoration project includes adding 6 information kiosks, signage, a ranch-style gateway porthole to the preserve, erosion control, and miles of barbless wires, fencing, and cable strategically placed to block unauthorized off-highway vehicle use and put an end to poaching. Money for the 3-year grant will also be devoted to a regular site monitoring and for the creation of a 10-acre restoration garden and interpretive trail. The Old Woman Mountains Preserve is a cultural and biological sanctuary that once served as the meeting place for multiple tribes. Rock art can be found throughout the preserve that date back to 600 to 800 years. It is also home to over 30 species of migratory birds, 1/3 of all the native plants communities in California, as well as iconic animal species such as the desert tortoise, bighorn sheep, and golden eagle. The Bear River Band of the Ronerville Rancheria is installing the first California tribal renewable microgrid system this summer in Lolita, California. The Bear River Band's new energy system is the only system of its kind combining wind energy, solar energy, and advanced energy storage. Working with JLM Energy, the Tishnan Community Center on the Bear River Rancheria will install an advanced energy storage system complemented by on-site renewable energy generation. The JLM design system is unique in that it combines a microgrid with wind and solar energy in an integrated system. This hybrid system provides peak demand energy reduction at the community center, offset energy expenses, and assists the tribe in gaining energy independence and sustainable self-reliance. Having the newest residence hall named after him may honor the University of Illinois' first Native American graduate, Carlos Montezuma. The university's administration would like to recognize the alumnus by naming the newest residence hall Wasaha. The name Wasaha, Montezuma's birth name, means signaling or beckoning in Yavapai. The residence hall is currently under construction and is expected to house students in the fall of 2016. Montezuma, a member of the Yavapai tribe, graduated from the university in 1884 as the president of his class. As a student, Montezuma worked for Native American and tribal rights, not only for his tribe, but also for Native Americans across the country. The Board of Trustees will vote on formally approving the resolution to name the hall at its May 6th meeting. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me. Have a grand day.